Yep, what going on? Welcome to another live streamed episode of A Different Day with Ja and
It's Neci. Good afternoon.
favorite podcasters back in the building with another live streamed episode. It's Sunday and we're broadcasting live on 101.3 Row FM's Facebook. 101.3, the number one station in the U.S. Virgin Islands. Thanks for tapping in with us. Thanks for choosing us. You're now rocking with the best. We're here again on a Sunday. Oh, man. This is episode number 50.
Hey!
Yeah. Hey, I missed a chance.
I know, where's the confetti? Where's our little confetti or something?
Yeah, we need some of that. Episode 50, the big 50.
Wow. That's how it's, wow, okay.
That's all, you said?
It feels like,
Like yesterday?
I ain't said that, but
Yes.
How you feel about it, 50?
It came up quick to me because I remember we had a conversation about where to go from here, and I was like, we gonna revisit it at 50, and now here we are at 50.
Okay.
So big up us first of all for making it to 50. That might not be a lot to you, but it's a lot to us. That's 50, not consecutive because we had some off days for holidays and whatnot. But hey, some people ain't made it this far, and we appreciate our parent station 101.3 also.
Yes.
All right. So how was your week, man?
Whew, it's been a lot, but it's Sunday, so gotta switch the mentality for the new week.
Facts. You gotta get into the right mode before the new week, you know what I'm saying? And the week coming, sometimes it's not as easy as others depending on what you're going through. They're talking about the Mercury in retrograde one more time. We in that in that time period, which, oh my God, I think it's gonna last for most of the week, which I never really looked into that sort of thing until one day it was like I seen something about the Mercury retrograde when I was going through communication issues, and I realized, like, damn, this thing true, this thing real. So speaking of the retrograde and the stars and astrology, we're gonna have Astro Vibe Lounge, Miss Shalimar Thurland coming through on the Same Difference podcast on the 19th, February 19th. That's a Thursday, so Tarot Thursday is making a comeback also. Wanted to let you know. But once again, welcome to another live stream episode of A Different Day. We appreciate you tuning in with us. We have a lot going on. And unless you've been living under a rock, what is today? Tell the people what today is then.
It's Super Bowl Sunday.
Super Bowl Sunday, one of America's biggest, largest events, a huge event in America, and it's going down today. The Seahawks and the Pats, Patriots and the Seahawks is going down on the gridiron today. Who you rooting for?
I want both of them to win for different reasons.
What? Okay.
Because there's some players on the Seahawks that I want to see them get their ring.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the story around the Pats. I like the story around the Pats that I want them to win. So what I want most is I want it to be a good Super Bowl game. I want it to be like worth tuning in for. I want to see the blood stupid game. I want to watch them stupid.
Exactly. Super Bowl had I do not watch sports. That's a confession. Sorry. I don't watch sports like that. I can't really get into it, but I do watch the Super Bowl. And the Super Bowl has like the games have been kind of disappointing as of late. I ain't gonna lie to you, because that's all I want is a good game. Because let's be honest, a lot of us only watch the game for the food and to get together with friends and the camaraderie and stuff like that. The tailgating, all of it. I hope you enjoy it, but I just want a good game. Now, you said something about the story of the Pats. What's the story behind the Patriots? Explain that one there. Because they've been with it.
I mean, they haven't been. I mean, they've been there, but they haven't been. They get there, but they don't clinch it lately. And it's like a teaser. Like you get there so much time, but you're not like actually getting the trophy. So I feel like you're teasing yourself, and I want them to actually have it. The Seahawks they have a great reputation for winning. I think them winning without Brady would be really cool. There's a few players on it that I want to see I want to see Diggs get his ring, honestly. I think he so that's why I kind of want Seahawks to win him, and there's a couple others I want to see get their ring. But I usually look at like what the Cinderella stories around the player in terms of who's in the Super Bowl. I don't have a team, but I just like to see like the stories around some of the teams that's playing.
Gotcha. Like we said, it's Super Bowl Sunday. Shout out both teams for even making it that far. We appreciate you. Big up. Hope that it's gonna be a great game today. That's what we all want. And you know who I'm rooting for? Since we got some racists in the comments, I'm rooting for Bad Bunny. That's who I'm rooting for, Bad Bunny. I hope he gets on there and doesn't say a word of English. Because I ain't going on bad in the comments. This for y'all.
But why would he though?
Why would he? Because he can. He can speak English.
He can't. I mean, why would he perform in English?
Well, I ain't say perform. I hope he doesn't speak a literal word.
Oh, you mean literally a single word of English? Oh, I got you. Okay, cool.
Just to piss off these people like this guy here. I hope he doesn't speak a lick of English. Yeah, I'm rooting for Bad Bunny, and I hope that it's a good game. Now, what else is going on? We got the Winter Olympics.
A white country, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, what's going on in the world? We also got the Winter Olympics that's going on right now. Now, obviously, the Winter Olympics is a competition between multiple countries and stuff like that. It's Black History Month, and you're going to hear that a lot today from me. It's Black History Month, so I want to big up two teams. The first one, of course, is Haiti. Look at the drip.
Yeah.
Look at the drip from Haiti, yo. And the head wrap and everything. They're representing. Now, some people were kind of confused by the design. What's the red horse about? What's going on with our red horse? Which it looked kind of like a doodle or a sketch. The red horse is actually symbolic or symbolizes the riderless horse, representing the charging steed of Haitian revolutionary Toussaint Louverture. So that's what's up with that horse on there. What do you think about the skirt, though? The skirt dress vibes.
I mean, I think it's fire for the concept. Like, I don't love it, but I mean, it's winter. It can't be some silk cotton material. It has to look like winter gear. Like, yeah, it gotta be to the point, keeping you warm. So I do like it. I like the creativity around it.
Check the boots. She warm. She look warm to me. Very warm.
Mm-hmm.
Boca comedy. Hey, big up Boca, man. Neci have lots now. She doing it. She doing it. Now check out. So there is a lot of teams. The only ones I said that I care about is two of them, just because the drip. If Winter Olympics was a fashion show, these two teams would have been in heavy, stiff competition. Check out Mongolia. No?
Yeah, I saw these. These are fire.
This will make you want to be a Mongol right here. Check out the cultural representation. You get it thinking, oh man, this is real Mongol fire right here. This will make me remember Marco Polo. If y'all watch that on Netflix with Genghis Khan, listen, that'll give you that vibe. Check it. You don't believe me? Tell me you don't feel it watching this cultural video.
33 chains, ocean now, cruising biz gang, hit from top pump, that's a liability, hit the gas, who's the liability?
Talk about cultural representation. I love to see it. Yeah, that's the only two that I really cared about. I see there was some like Spain, like they didn't even show up for real. They didn't even try. Is Spain known for their fashion? They didn't come to Plymouth. All right. What else we got? We got some good news that Neci has sent in, because I don't want to bog you down, because lately the news has been kind of depressing. But we got some good news for the Virgin Islands. Here we go. Congratulations to the St. Croix Educational Complex Cheer Squad on winning the silver medal at the World School Cheerleading Championships this past weekend. They returned to St. Croix to a very festive welcome. So shout them out. Big up, big up, big up.
Congratulations, girls. Amazing. Bringing back from that medal to the VI.
You can't just say girls, you know. You had boys in there too.
I'm sorry. Congratulations to the cheer team for bringing back home the medal to the VI.
There we go. There we go. All right. And straight to the news. All right. We're going to start off, obviously, with the VI news. We ain't going to keep y'all here too long today, because we know people get Super Bowl parties and all that stuff that they're dealing with, tailgate and everything, and you got to stay warm too if you're outside. So here we go. The VI Office of Disaster Recovery was forced into a rapid course correction after a major contractor abruptly withdrew from negotiations to rebuild the territory's hospitals, a move ODR Executive Director Adrian Williams Octalian described as unexpected and disruptive. In response, the Public Finance Authority approved a new contractor to move forward with work at the Wang F. Louis Hospital, while preparations are underway to rebid the Schneider Regional Medical Center project. Williams Octalian told PFA board members on Friday that ODR was blindsided when Clark MC and USVI, which had been awarded a $313 million contract in August to lead the initial phases of demolition and reconstruction at both hospitals, terminated negotiations late last year. According to Williams Octalian, the central impasse involved how disputes under the contract would be resolved. ODR insisted that any disputes be settled through litigation in the Virgin Islands. The contractor, she said, preferred bidding arbitration and would only agree to litigation if it occurred outside the territory. That condition, Williams Octalian told the board, was a non-starter for us. Interesting. With negotiations halted and the need to proceed with hospital reconstruction deemed urgent, ODR's evaluation committee opted to engage the second-ranked bidder, the Suffolk CBNA joint venture. Suffolk actually had a well-presented proposal, and the team was confident in their ability to do the work, Williams Octalian said. Because design work for the Wang F. Louis Hospital is already complete, ODR recommended awarding the demolition and rebuild contract for that facility to Suffolk CBNA. At the same time, the agency plans to reissue a request for proposals for the Schneider Regional Medical Center project by no later than the first week of March. We're not losing any time by putting this out to bid, she added. Under the revised plan, the initial contract award for Wang F. Louis Hospital will be capped at just over $142 million, covering pre-construction services and early work packages. Williams Octalian said the project is at the point where demolition can proceed, with only an environmental assessment still pending. Despite the unexpected setback, PFA board members voiced no objections to the proposed path forward. The board unanimously approved the new contract approach, clearing the way for Suffolk CBNA to begin work at Wang F. Louis Hospital and for ODR to move ahead with rebidding the Schneider Regional Medical Center project. All right, so that's where we are on the Wang F. Louis rebuild. What do you think about that, Neci?
It's very interesting, but I guess, they have a plan in place and they've already executed their backup plan and they're ready to move forward. I like that there's not a delay, like we're progressing.
Yeah. Now, some may feel some type of way about the fact that they did not rebid, but I think it makes sense if there's a second that came in, like if you want to get this project going, because in the VI, especially in St. Croix, healthcare is in shambles right now. We got to get this thing going. So taking more time to rebid it and all of that there before getting this thing actually going, I'm actually kind of impressed that they decided, hey, you surprised us with it, but we keeping it pushing. I like that. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's one good thing out of the VI, and I like that. We're going to see how it goes from here, but as of right now, they're keeping it pushing. Also, on to the next news. 6 exemplary Virgin Islanders were formally commended for their contributions to the territory at a Friday morning perma plaque ceremony on St. Thomas. You might recognize at least one of these people on there. First to receive his commemorative plaque was James Sasso, honored through resolution number 1916. Few roles in our society require the level of strength and compassion and emotional discipline and professional demands like the industry that Mr. James Sasso works in every single day, said Senator Angel Boquist Jr. This is not a simple career. It is a service in its purest form, he added. Mr. Sasso admitted that he was very humbled to receive this award. He explained that when he began working in the funeral business, the service that I was seeing at the time was not good enough for the people of the Virgin Islands, where I call home. Mr. Sasso found it necessary to step it up, a decision that prompted the legislature to honor him. Myron Corbett's posthumous honor was next. Former Senator Donna Fred Gregory commented that Coach Corbett consistently went beyond the expected, advocating for young people and opening doors that might otherwise have remained closed through his time with us. The next honoree was for Georgia Francis. Act 8968 commends Miss Francis for her community service and contributions to the youth of the Virgin Islands in the area of music. It remains a portion of Rumor Drive, beginning at Mandela Circle and continuing to the bottom of Dorothy Dotsey, Lockhart Esco Drive, the Georgia Francis Drive. They shortened the name. I'm glad for that. Act 8940 renames the road from the entrance of Estate Anna's Retreat, beginning at the traffic light at Four Winds Plaza, continuing to the Alvin McBean Ballpark, currently named Flamboyant Avenue, to the Ronald Alfonso Slimo Blyden Circle. The final honoree was Brian Benedimas Boulay. I hope I pronounced that right. He received the official key to the Virgin Islands. Senator Ray Fonseca outlined Mr. Boulay's wide-ranging achievements as a DJ, entertainer, and manager, as well as his contributions to the community. This bill honors him for all his achievements, he said in summary. So congratulations to all the honorees. You deserve it. Congratulations, congratulations. Yep,
Yes,
there's a rebuild coming. They're working on it right now. What'd you say, Neci? Sorry.
I said yes, congratulations to all of the honorees.
Congrats. We appreciate you all. Thank you for all your hard work. Keep doing it. Keep pushing it. For those that are still alive, rest in peace to those that were honored posthumously. All right, what else we got? We moving right along. I don't tell you so. All right, Americana news. We move into the national news. It's the part you don't like. Got any good news? This is the time to drop it in. But here we go. Yeah, your favorite guy. How Trump's $10 billion suit against his own government could go sideways. Any number of developments in and out of the courtroom could sidetrack a payout arising from the president's complaint, experts, lawmakers, and ethics specialists told NBC News. So if you haven't heard, the current president is literally suing the IRS for a whopping $10 billion. 10 with a B billion dollars. A sitting president files suit demanding $10 billion in damages from a federal government he oversees, alleging he's been wronged in his personal capacity. That scenario would appear to give him final say on whether he walks away with a settlement and just how big it should be. As President Donald Trump describes it, any taxpayer money that he gets from the suit that he, his two oldest sons, and the Trump Organization filed last month against the IRS and the Treasury Department would go to worthy causes. And any money that I win, I'll give it to charity. 100% to charities. Charities that will be approved by government or whatever. Keep in mind, this is a man that had his own charity in New York shut down, and he can't have his own. The president said Wednesday in an interview with NBC Nightly News anchor Tom Lamas, if things get to that point, any number of developments in and out of the courtroom could sidetrack a settlement arising from Trump's complaint. legal experts, lawmakers, and ethics specialists told NBC News. Senator Ron Wyden of Oregon plans to introduce legislation next week to prohibit Trump from receiving any payout from the lawsuit, according to spokesperson Ryan Carey. The bill would propose a 100% tax on any litigation proceeds and settlement in the case, Carey said in an interview. On Thursday, the watchdog groups Common Cause and the Project on Government Oversight, along with 4 former federal officials, submitted a 23-page friend of the court brief, never heard of that, asking the court to consider delaying the case until Trump leaves office in January 2029, among other requests. That kind of makes sense to me. The brief contends that the conflicts of interest make it uncertain whether the Department of Justice will zealously defend the public treasury in the same way that it has against other plaintiffs claiming damages for related events. The case has its origins in Trump's first term. A former IRS contractor, Charles Littlejohn, pleaded guilty more than 2 years ago to stealing Trump's tax records and thousands of others in 2019 and 2020 before leaking them to news outlets. He is serving a 5-year prison term. So an employee stole Trump's and others' tax records and he leaked them. He's in prison for it. What do you think? 5 years? That seem like enough to you? What do you think? 5 years for leaking people private tax returns? What are you saying, Darren? What are you saying?
No, that ain't enough.
Nice glasses. They like your glasses. Okay, now keep that. You up yourself. What's the true harm that he, Trump, is still experiencing that requires this amount of taxpayer money at this juncture? Said Lisa Gilbert, co-president of Public Citizen. And then why wait until, why wait 5 years before you bring it? The White House referred questions to Trump's private attorneys. A spokesman for his outside legal team wrote in an email, the IRS wrongly allowed a rogue, politically motivated employee to leak private and confidential information about President Trump, his family, and the Trump Organization to the New York Times, ProPublica, and other left-wing news outlets, which was then illegally released to millions of people. President Trump continues to hold those who wrong America and Americans accountable, except for if you were involved in January 6th. But the thing is, Trump wasn't specifically targeted. It says Trump and thousands of others. Thousands. All right. So what else? Huh?
He worrying about him. He worrying about him.
Well, I mean, you should worry about yourself, but $10 billion for something that was wasn't specifically towards you? Wait, I thought tax returns for public officials should be accessible. It is normally done by the person. Like it was a norm. Remember? I don't know if you remember Trump having that argument when they asked for his tax returns.
Yeah.
And it was like it's nothing that says you need to or you have to by law. Trump cut taxes on tips, overtime, welfare, and old people's money. Democrats voted against it. Yay! You found a talking point. They told you something and you recited it. Way to go, buddy. I have not heard that. Woohoo! Taxes on tips. No taxes on tips. Woohoo! What were you gonna say, Neci? What were you gonna say?
I don't have the capacity for that today.
Hey, this week I don't know. I've been feeling petty, man. This week I've been.
Do it, yeah.
Yeah. If you don't know, we're live streaming on YouTube, right? And YouTube, oh my God, they have some of the most racist. Oh. I funny. Yeah. Effective July 2025. Yeah, I know. We'll see how that works with your taxes. We'll see how that works. Because we know how many people in America rely on tips, right? What's next? We got next. Well, it's more Trump, so I don't know. Because I gotta get to the big story. The big story I gotta get out the way.
Okay.
All right. Trump deletes racist video depicting Obamas as monkeys after bipartisan backlash. Per Senator Tim Scott, one of the biggest monkeys in the circus, he called it the most racist thing I've seen out of this White House. I think you're lying, but we'll take it. Listen, if Tim Scott says something is racist, if he pushes back against Trump, you know this thing's serious, right?
Wow.
Man, Tim
I
Scott.
have to heard him saying that.
Woo, they said they've talked since, but I think it was more of a tongue lashing. But we will never know, because I think this will probably be the last stand that Tim Scott ever makes. President Donald Trump deleted a racist video on his social media account after 12 hours that depicted former President and First Lady Barack and Michelle Obama as monkeys, following criticism from a bipartisan group of members of Congress, praying it was fake because it's the most racist thing I've seen out of this White House, Senator Tim Scott said. He wrote that on X on Friday morning before the post was deleted. The president should remove it. The post, a minute-long video rife with conspiracy theories about voting machines in the 2020 election, cuts to a short clip of the Obamas in monkey form dancing to the tune of The Lion Sleeps Tonight, a 1961 song featured in the Disney hit The Lion King. To be clear, there were no monkeys other than Rafiki in The Lion King, all right? There were no apes, no gorillas, to be clear. Depicting black people as monkeys or apes is a centuries-old racist trope. The post drew widespread backlash from Democrats, but the criticism from Scott, a longtime ally of Trump, once viewed as a potential vice presidential candidate and the only black Republican in the Senate. He is the only black Republican in the Senate. That's particularly notable, all right? But here's the picture of the post. None of them were in The Lion King. All right. Let me see what they're saying in the comments. Darren says president needs to cut taxes on commissions. The way they does tax me, it'd be somebody's salary. Clip taken out of context. Oh, you don't say. Was it? The Obamas are monkeys. All right. Thank you, racist. Haha, the video was amazing. So you see what I'm saying about YouTube? Obama clip is 53 seconds into the video. The entire video was bad, though. That's the thing. Trump did post it, the Democrats did. It was a Lion King video. Nothing from that video was actually the Lion King, especially not the monkeys. Tim Scott got no spine, just remove it. How about asking him to step down? Now, let me ask you all this. So Tim Scott wanted an apology, right? And there have been others who are saying he should have apologized. What do you think? I think we put too much on apologies. Like an apology, it doesn't really clean up anything. Like we've seen it. It's the president of the United States we're talking about. It shouldn't have been done. What would an apology do? An apology doesn't clean up who he has been and who he will be until he's under the dirt. What do you think? Neci, come on, you got to chime in at least.
I ready for you to talk. I try to keep my word.
Oh man. So
I try to be able to, go to work tomorrow by bad sweat. You know what I mean? Just like, whew. But yeah, I mean, I think that like you said, the apology without change behavior is void in my opinion. So exactly. Apologize for what? He gonna change? No.
Man said he refused to apologize. Yeah, he said it wasn't a mistake. Which I mean, that says a lot right there. He said it wasn't a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
That says I don't see what an apology would do at all. We don't need an apology. What we need is for you to not be racist. Don't do racist things. That's what we need. But we see his supporters even now in the chat going off like it was okay. But you know what confused me the most? Why is it that racists get mad when you call them racist? Like if someone does and says racist things and you call them that, they get very upset, which I've never understood that.
Like, own who you are.
That's all. I respect people that's openly bigots. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't make it seem like we cool and you know you hate me. But yeah, that's it. That's it. So I do want to post this about Trump's voter regret after seeing what he posted, which I'll say this, right? Who he is and what he does is no surprise, and it shouldn't be a surprise to anyone. However, people do act surprised after we've been telling you this for how long? But here's a Trump voter calling in to a news station to report his regret and apologize for Trump.
Oh, my word. I am a registered Republican. My dad was the president of American Pipeliners Association, so I came by it rather naturally. Voted for the president, supported him, but I really want to apologize. I mean, I'm looking at this awful picture of the Obamas. What an embarrassment to our country. All this man does is tell lies. He is not worthy of the presidency. He takes bribes blatantly, and now he's being a racist blatantly. They were supposed to deport the dangerous criminals. They were not supposed to go after small children, storm schools, bring terror upon, the little kids and the women and children, not just the immigrants in the school. All the children are scared. This is not a decent man. This is not an honest man. He openly takes bribes. He's pathetic as a president, and I just want to apologize to everybody in the country for supporting this rotten man.
John, did you vote for him in all three elections?
I did. I was sucked into the stupidity of creating jobs, and there are no more jobs in New Mexico. Things are worse than they were before. You cannot find a primary care physician. Our governor just passed some laws to try to help. If you are a young physician, we want you in New Mexico. Come here. There's a great need for you.
All right.
The supporters going crazy. Hey, Jesse Jackson ran for the presidency twice. Trump was his biggest donor in both elections. Trump used to be a Democrat. I wonder what changed. Remember how he didn't get into office as a Democrat? Remember that? Hey, Victor Perez, with a last name, Sir, get off the internet. They're coming for you. They're coming for you. Don't get it. Oh, your last name is Perez.
I wonder if people's sexuality has to do with their capability of performing a job. But
here's what I don't understand. So they're mad at the guy, right? The two-term president with only one wife he's ever had, with two children by that same wife, like no scandals. The biggest scandal was a tan suit, and they're mad at this man. He's a monkey. Him and his wife are monkeys. What's Nicki Minaj?
the banana.
I don't get it. Trump supported same-sex marriage before Obama. Yeah, he supported it because what he was doing with Bubba. Ask the Cubans how they feel about Trump now. We know how they
Vote for Donald Trump, I love my freedom. I will vote for Donald Trump. Pero que dura Melania, con su vestido y su cartera Louis Vuitton. Yo voy a votar por Donald Trump.
deported. Deported. They made a song about I will vote and then they put them on one and sent them home. This is what happened to me. Come on, folks. Y'all funny. But moving on. Should ask the Cubans how they feel. All right. Now, they're saying in the comments that this voter who I called in is fake because he regretted his vote. What'll kill me, you voted 3 times. You had 2 other chances to change. Nothing about Donald Trump has really changed in that time.
They don't regret their vote. They only regret how it impacts them.
Exactly. It started affecting them negatively. This term here, there's no bars.
Everybody gained it.
Everybody. He don't care if you voted for him, you didn't vote for him. Everybody is suffering now. And this is another reason why people have their regrets, because of stuff like this.
One of the things Scott said, though, is, again, existing housing, people that own their homes, we're going to keep them wealthy. We're going to keep those prices up. We're not going to destroy the value of their homes so that somebody that didn't work very hard can buy a home. We're going to make it easier to buy. We're going to get interest rates down. But I want to protect the people that for the first time in their lives feel good about themselves. They feel like that they're wealthy people. And I want them to understand it. There's so much talk about, we're going to drive housing prices down. I don't want to drive housing prices down. I want to drive housing prices up for people that own their homes. And they can be assured that's what's going to happen.
He wants to drive housing prices up. He said it. He wants to drive housing prices up. What good is the housing price being up if nobody could buy it?
They just need to give him the mic and then actually not broadcast it. Like, just let him sit there and talk and nobody could hear what he's saying.
That's
so he could feel like he did something.
I mean, at this point, listen, go focus on what you're doing with the East Wing. Go make your ballroom. Stop president.
That's stalled. That project is stalled at the moment. He can't even finish that right now.
Oh, God, so they can't distract it. When you drive housing prices up, so will the taxes on said property. I thought Republicans didn't like taxes like that. Interesting. Trump has dementia at the end. Hey, that's my favorite song. I will vote. Oh, Donna, listen, that's a bop it up. I can't even get back. That song hard. I ain't gonna lie. That song hard. They're gonna put you on a boat though. Immediately after. That is an identifier. Alright. So after all that, we need a little palate cleanser. And I know this is gonna make me happy. Some of them on the YouTube comments about to get vexed. But George Zimmerman is reportedly without employment, homeless, suffering mentally, and finally challenging to find peace after unaliving 17-year-old Trayvon Martin in 2012, being found not guilty in 2013. Happy heavenly birthday to Trayvon Martin. He had his heavenly birthday some days ago. Rest in peace, young man. He set a lot of what we're seeing now into motion. Rest in peace.
Yes, rest in peace to Trayvon.
He said it was good for the homeowner. How? You have to be able to buy the home. If you raise the price when things are already bad and income and all of that stuff it won't get sold. You'll just sit on a high price house. And then what you're going to do? You're going to bring the price down to sell it. Huh? Like, think. How does that make sense? Raising house prices. Well, we're at record inflation. That doesn't make sense. A U.S. fighter jet shot down an Iranian drone as it approached the aircraft carrier USS Abraham Lincoln. Oh, you didn't hear about this? Yeah, we got a lot of stuff going on. A U.S. fighter jet shot down an Iranian drone as it approached the aircraft carrier USS Abraham Lincoln in the Arabian Sea on Tuesday. According to a statement from U.S. Central Command, later in the day, a Navy destroyer came to the assistance of a U.S.-flagged tanker that was harassed by multiple Iranian small boats as it transited the Strait of Hormuz. The drone was shot down by a Navy F-35C fighter jet, go Navy, from the carrier as it aggressively approached. the Lincoln with unclear intent, Central Command said. Iran's Shahed drones are long-range, one-way attack drones capable of carrying more than 100 pounds of explosives. Russia has used large numbers of them to carry out destructive long-range attacks inside of Ukraine. So Iran has gotten more aggressive as of late. So remember when their supreme leader was making those threats? It appears that they weren't joking. I remember when George Zimmerman was signing Skittles bags and Arizona tea cans. Facts. And then I see how people treat the unaliving ICE agents, and it feels like we haven't made any progress. I have to agree there. I still remember it. He was on a tour signing Skittles bags, and he was a celebrity for what he did.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. Yeah, rest in peace to that young man. All right, on lighter note, we're going to switch over to the lighter stuff now. We got through it. Thank you for rocking with me. But late this week, rapper Glorilla, aka Gloria Hallelujah Woods, her family members got online to say that she owed them money. They're trying to extort Gloria Hallelujah. There's apparently 10 of her siblings, 10 of her family members who want money from Glorilla. They say that she's getting them money and they all want a piece. I'll let this TikToker go over the story. What you gonna say?
I said,
Yeah, so ex-Scott, that's my ex-Scott, Glorilla. Check out this video.
$2,500? Glorilla's family is willing to forgive her for $2,500? No way, bro.
How much of that does she owe to you and the rest of the family of that $2 million?
She get out of like $2,500 a piece.
How much?
$2,500.
25, like that's it? Just $2,500 flat, or is that a
$2,500.
$2,500? You guys sold out your own sister, drug her name through the mud, cause you want $2,500? On my soul, Miss Nigga wouldn't have got a dime out of me for doing this. She even admitted that 2 of the siblings live with Glorilla, but because they got to do chores and stuff, they're slaves.
Got 2 siblings staying down there in Atlanta with her, and she treat them like housemates.
She even went on to say that Glorilla owes them money because when she talks about the struggle, that's basically their story too. So they should be paid for that. And that she does look out for the parents, just not in the way that they want. These are full-grown adults trying to freeload off Glorilla, and y'all talking about Glorilla wrong? How? Do y'all not see that's why a lot of these celebrities go broke trying to pay? Y'all all able-bodied adults. Do something that's worth money.
wow.
2,500. You see the TMZ guys could not believe their ears.
She missing 2 zeros, right? Like 250. She made 250 or 25 a piece. It can't be 2,500.
2,500. Hard. Miss N-word. Like, sir, man, go look at that for you. She ain't owe nobody nothing. Listen, that'll be the thing, though. What do you think? Personally, I know a lot of people probably won't agree with this, but I think if you make it big, you owe your community. You owe to do something for your community. But your family members, you don't know what you've been through with those same family members. But I'm gonna be honest, for 2,500, sign this paperwork. Here's your 2,500.
Never.
Just to get it to shut up?
No.
From 2 million?
How I owe you 2 million?
No. Well, they got to take the 2,500, sign this non-disclosure agreement, and shut up.
No.
That seemed like a good man.
No.
250,000. Nah, she said 2,500. She said 2,500. All right.
That's what the non-disclosure paperwork. No.
That's too much.
She won't get a penny.
Hey, y'all tell us in the chat, man. You are multi-millionaire, right? They want $2,500 a piece to shut up. what are you giving it to them? Whether you
No.
think you owe them a dime or not,
No.
just to get them off the internet.
No. You think they're gonna really get them off the internet?
The non-disclosure agreement and the fact that she could afford lawyers will.
She look like she gonna upkeep any damn disclosure agreement to you? When that money done, she look like she gonna upkeep it? And
Then
she
lock
talk
her
about
up?
some teary-eyed story, but she was forced to sign the paper because she needed the money, and then she could say she was signed under duress, and they could void it. Nah, you can't do it. She can't do it.
They're on TMZ saying, hey, like 4 times, all I want is $2,500.
Glorilla, you cannot give them a penny, nor
Hold on.
give them non-disclosure to sign, because she's making a public plea under duress, and she can later revoke her duress and say that she was forced to sign under duress, and that can make your document legally void. Listen to me.
Okay, hold on. Speak directly to the camera. Speak directly to Glow.
Let me give you an example. So if you're getting married to somebody and you want to sign a what's the thing called? When you're getting married.
NDA, a non-disclosure agreement.
An NDA, or even if you wanted to sign for whatever it is you call you getting married, and that person don't want to sign, and they crying and they this and they that, and they don't want to, and then the wedding coming up, and then you like, me marrying you if you don't sign this document, and that person sign a document, that person could later say that they were forced to sign under duress. And if you're signing any legal document under duress, if it can be proven, it can be voided. But it can be voided, which can overthrow the whole thing. So no, they're out here making a whole story. I'm doing news run and TMZ and everybody and talking how they feel shafted. They're in an emotionally duress state. So any document she gets up to sign at this point can later, if she has a smart enough attorney, which somebody would probably contact her anyway, because there's some scumbag attorney anyway, who would contact her to be like, I could help you get more money, and tell you like, oh, you signed it under duress because you was really in a bad spot. That's what happens. So there's actually I don't know if you ever saw the story, the football player too, who wanted his fiance to sign the prenup agreement, and the day of the wedding came and she still did not sign. And he said he was not coming out to marry her. And she said, okay, I will sign it. And she went and she got the paperwork and she signed the paper the day of the wedding. And he said, I ain't marrying you. Because he understood, his attorney told him, the same thing I just said, the fact that she signed today when she's already saying she wasn't going to sign all day, now that she's dressed and you're not coming out, that's duress. She can later say she was forced to do that in order to whatever, and it could be overturned, and he didn't do it.
Damn.
And so you should not ever offer any person a document to sign under duress. If they have a good enough attorney, they can fight that in court.
I wonder if I could get out of my timeshare using that there. That's a good one.
You know what?
All right, man. I don't know. What do y'all think? Because personally, $2,500 seems very good. It seems like a damn deal.
It's
to get
not the
people
money;
like
it's the principle of the situation.
Okay.
$2,500. I sure she have to call her attorney. It costs more than $2,500. So it's not about the money. To me, it's not about the money. What you just did, this whole social media run that you're going to do interviews with people and blah blah blah. My name, you couldn't get the money out of me. I'm sorry.
All right.
None.
Seems like the comments agree with you. I don't know. I would have just to get them to leave me the hell alone. It'd have been something.
And they're gonna come back for and then now I realize I said 2,500. They're gonna come back and say no, it's really 250,000. I misspoke on the live because I was so emotionally distraught. And then now they're gonna overturn my NDA for 2,500 to give me 250,000. And you out another how much? What am I gonna do?
Okay, I see it. Says now about the money. All right. I feel you. What about the damage to her reputation?
Whose reputation? This is like because Gorilla gonna be fine.
Glow. You think so?
To me, she hasn't proven anything to damage Glorilla's reputation. They want to be taken care of, and I'm sure we made an. You see how they talk about? They give the father a new car, but he come with no gas. You couldn't get another penny out of me. So the car come and pay that, but you wanted to come with because you ain't get gas? Gas? Not the insurance, not the title. Gas?
I hear that. All right. I guess we got the consensus on that. People ain't giving up the money because it's the principalities of the thing. It's a principality. Aretha Delta, what? Aretha Delta, hello family. Healing you up. All right. What else you got here? So I got a video that I want us to discuss. A two-sided video, and then I got one more thing I want us to talk about, and that's gonna be men's egos. We talk a lot about stuff that women do.
And you want them to show all you today?
Yeah. Yeah, it ain't gonna be 2 hours. But first we're gonna go over this viral video and let's talk about it. Let's discuss it.
Stuff like that. The reason why it's so fun and enjoyable to you is because they're not asking follow-up questions. They're not saying, hey bro, you good? Like, let's talk about it. Like, let's dissect this. Like, they're not doing that. So of course that's more fun to you because you don't have to actually deal with any of the stuff that you are struggling with. You're running, you're a runner, you're a track star. That's what you're doing. You just want to run away when it gets hard.
It's not that our boys don't ask follow-up questions per se. I think it's that our boys don't judge us for what we bring to them, right? Or take it personal, what we bring to them. I think oftentimes women in relationships forget who the man is that is talking to them when we bring up these grievances, right? So if I bring up, hypothetically speaking, if I bring up a grievance in which you're the culprit, most women are going to take that personal and they're going to get very, very, very defensive. Maybe. You understand? Instead of understanding the sources, understanding where it's coming from. This is not a stranger on the street that's telling you what you need to fix. This is not somebody that you just met one time at the job, a coworker or whatever, telling you what you need to work on. This is the man that loves you more than anything in this world. This is the man that's taking care of you. This is the man that's showing up for your son or showing up for your daughter or, helping your mom out when she need this or your grandma out when she need that. This is that man, right? But instead of you processing it that way, that this is somebody that loves me, that's saying these things, you process it as if I'm somebody that's trying to attack you, right? And with our friends, that's not what we're getting.
All right. So the question is, why do men speak more freely to their homeboys and not their girls? This conversation is not about your man that spends all his time up under his homeboy. This ain't that. And for me, I will say this. I think that it's just easier to speak freely to your homeboys. It's just a lot easier, especially if the conversation goes to something where the issue currently is you. I would much rather go to my homeboy and talk to him directly about it than my woman. You get what I'm saying? Like I could literally just talk to my homeboy and ain't got worry about the message or the tone. I could literally just say, hey, that was lame as, what did you just do? Or you know what I'm saying? Like I could literally just talk like that and it won't be no animosity, no none of that. You tell your girl, hey, I didn't like when you did such and such. That's an hour-long conversation followed by you apologizing for something that she did that hurt you and 3 days of the silent treatment. What do you think?
Yeah, I could see that working out because having a conversation with your homeboys, the emotional component is removed from the situation. It's just they're hearing what you're saying and they're answering without the emotion. Now, of course, we know your emotion can change the view of how you see the situation, but just factually speaking, like 1 + 1 is 2 and 2 + 2 is 4, and that's just how they view it and they consider it. Now, not everything is always that straightforward. If so, life would have been so much easier for everybody a long time ago. But it should be a guiding point to give you clarity in certain things. But you can't only go based on like that perspective. You are in an emotional relationship with somebody of the opposite sex, and there is a reason why whatever the scenario is happened, and the reason you're getting your homeboy's input. And then if you go get your sister's input. So that way at least you have a two-sided look or if you have a sister or mom or whatever, do you have another look of how she may be receiving it? Because it's not relating, and you both aren't on the same page about it.
Let me read the comments real quick first. Darren says the answer: a man could say the wrong thing and start a fight. I gotta sleep on the couch for a week or relationship done. I agree. It literally feels like you're walking on eggshells when you're talking to your girl, and you don't have that same problem when you're talking to your homeboys. I think another component of it is you can be your full self with him. Yeah. So again, it's just easier. OJ Riva says, we don't find 100 meanings to the same question. Also, your homeboy won't just be kicking it with you and ask you out the blue, would you still be my friend if I was an earthworm? You know what I'm saying? We don't have to deal with those things. We can just exist. Good afternoon. What's going on, James? What's going on? That can be said for anyone. If it is not about you, how much do you actually care about the point that's made? Same with our girlfriends. We can talk about it all day, but what does it actually accomplish? Can somebody break this one down for me? Because I'm talking from the experience as a man being with women and having homeboys. It can't be said for everyone. It definitely cannot.
I think she's just saying, like, at some point you have to take the conversation back to your partner to actually accomplish or solve the situation or whatever the issue is that you're discussing. Because you can discuss it with your homeboys all day. They can give you a million insights. You could agree, disagree, whatever. The same with your girlfriends. But at some point you have to take that conversation back to your partner, that whatever the issue is, to resolve it.
Okay. I guess what I understood, right, is if the problem is something I did or he did, I could literally talk about that problem and it not be an attack on who he is as a person. I don't think it's like that in a male-female relationship when feelings are involved. You know what I'm saying? Like, to say that it can be said for anyone, I'm literally talking from experience. It doesn't feel that way. Like, if I have to talk to my partner about something, right, that's going on, I can just talk to him straight. If I gotta talk to my woman, I literally have to process how I'm going to say it. I need to mentally, like, hey, keep your tone here. Don't fall for any of the side steps or any of that stuff. Just address the issue. I literally have to do that just to talk to her about an issue, because she might feel like I'm attacking her. If the tone is off at all, then it's a whole nother thing. Like, it's a lot that you have to actually manage because the emotions.
I mean, I agree with you. I find that that's true in most relationship dynamics, even if it's not boyfriend girlfriend. Like, if it's work and you have to be careful of people's sensitivity and pronouns and this and that. Like, you could rub the wrong person the wrong way anywhere. But I do agree that yes, you have a more freeing ability to speak with your homeboys or your girlfriends about what you're experiencing, what you're going on. Especially for men, it's a more safer, open space for them to do it with their homeboys than doing it at home. Like you said, there's other parameters that you have to consider when having those conversations with your partner that you don't have to think about with your friends. And I agree, because I don't think about certain things when I'm talking with my friends either. Like, I just talk to my friends. I'd be like, listen, just hear me out. I just have to, like, vent. And I will just vent however it comes out, it comes out. I know they're hearing me and they don't feel attacked or hurt or any of those things. But at the end of the day, when we do have those conversations, hopefully we're regrouping and taking it back to our partners to resolve whatever's happening in the relationship. That's just what I'm saying, is like, it's great to have that freeing the ability to be free and to do it. And then hopefully you get some insight or whatever. And then you can then come back and be like, hey, I have some time to think about it. Hear me out. I think sometimes we don't give men the space to hear them out completely before we interrupt or let our feelings take over the situation. And we need to give them the space at home that they can feel free to come back and actually say what they need to say, even if we feel hurt about it. I prefer you tell me, let me cry if I'm gonna cry, let me be mad, let me be angry, but I'm gonna hear you out. And I'm hoping I'm hearing the truth and not that you're just telling me something for me to get by.
Yeah.
You know, so, but that's not everyone's situation. Some people do use their emotional state as a weapon, as a tool to make it work in their favor, and then nothing really gets resolved, and the relationship just goes around in a circle and never really progresses. So,
and let me ask this real quick. Again, this isn't a gender wars thing. It's just it is a generalization. Yes, it is a generalization. Obviously, can't be 100% correct. Now, in the comments, do you find that you deal with the men and the women that you work with differently, or do you talk to everyone the same at work? Tell us in the comments. Do you deal with your male and female coworkers the same way that you do across the board, or do you find that you have to talk to them differently, especially if it's a criticism, especially? Darren says convos with male friends tend to be much different. I had friendships ended with platonic women friends because I addressed disrespect towards me, didn't curse at them, didn't disrespect them, but it ended when I addressed it. That has happened to me as well, you know what I'm saying? But I can't really think of a time where I told a male friend of mine about themselves and they just like, okay, I can't deal with you no more. I also have female friends moving like track stars to avoid addressing conflict and they're part of a situation. All right, no, Darren, I don't say you got to address the you in the room now. You got to address the you in the room now. But yeah. All right. So the next topic I want to bring up is male egos, right? As I was having a very good conversation earlier in the week regarding insecurity, male egos, you know what I'm saying, and like stuff like that, because I don't think we talk about that enough. So, let me set the stage.
Okay.
As a man, and listen to me in the comments too, talk to me. As a man, right, you see a woman that you're interested in, but you know that woman is on a different level financially. I'm talking, she's quite frankly, she's out your league, bro. And I understand there are guys that say that they're confident enough to shoot their shot at everyone. However, you meet a woman, you work a regular 9 to 5 and stuff, you drive a regular car, everything about you is average. You meet a woman that has a very good job, hustles, doing her thing. I'm talking about if she wants to go to Paris to eat lunch, she can do that. She likes you. You gonna try and holler at that woman and be in a relationship with this woman that you know you can't meet there? I have to talk to male coworkers and female coworkers differently to answer the question. Thank you. Their girl don't make them comfortable enough. Yeah, so I want to know what the guys think about that. Cause me, this is not insecurity or anything like that. But if I see that you getting money for real and I just know I'm not there, why would I talk to you? Why would I try and holler at you? I can't give you the things that you're used to. I don't want to ask you to come down to where I am and like apologize for the fact that you can't do those things no more, or try to guilt trip you into feeling like no, I don't want to be like I'm money hungry because I want a Chanel bag and all of this kind of stuff. For me, I think that's not insecurity. I think it's just being realistic. As a man, I want to be a provider and give you the things that you want, and I want to be like at least close to the level where you are. You know what I'm saying? I don't want you paying for everything all the time, and I don't want that. I think that's just being realistic. But there are dudes who are like literally shoot their shot at a woman that's out their league. That's just out their league. They're doing big things. You ain't never been out your city. This woman could go to Africa today, just like, hey, I go in Africa. She done been to all these other things. You ain't even got a passport. You gonna holler at she. I don't know if that's securing yourself as much as it's like you're delusional. What do you think about this?
I think I don't agree with you to an extent.
Okay.
One of the things you said in the story I think is key is that you said she likes you.
Yeah.
And if she likes you, I think she's already aware of your situation, and despite that, she likes you. And for me personally, I usually am the breadwinner in my relationships.
Okay.
And what I find with dating and stuff is a lot of man, out of these VA man, if they can't give you money to take care of your needs, they don't know how to take care of you. And that's why, like, a lot of times on this, when we have a lot of conversations, I always say there is so much more to being a provider than your financial situation, because that could fluctuate at any given point in your life. You could get a big job, you could get a promotion, maybe the company your spouse works for, it closes, so she no longer has that income she has to now find something to substitute her income with, and it brings her down. She could be down to your level now, and then what? Then you turn into a macho man because now we have the same kind of money, like you want broad your chest. Like, so to me, it's like being a provider, monetary, financial matters, yes, but it is one of the 5 main things you need to be providing for your partner. It is not the only thing. It is not the main thing. It is what, if she likes you, she has looked at you and said, you know what? I could do these things for myself financially, but you're the kind of person I could do them with. Mm-hmm. Or you're the person that when I come home, I want to see your face, or I want to see your smile. And I could give you an example. I had a conversation and I said the other day, I said, if you having a bad day and me coming home or coming and see you doesn't improve your mood to some capacity, it don't solve the problem. But whatever bad day you had, me coming to give you a hug or spend time with you or give you a kiss, don't even make you crack a smile, then then you're in a lose-lose situation, because that's not the person you really want to that person's supposed to bring you that energy. Even if you forget about your problem for the 5 minutes that you embrace them or the hug or whatever it is, that's what your partner should be doing for you. Not everything is financially transactional. Where is your emotional support, your mental support, your spiritual support? Where is your friendship support? Where is the house support? There's things that providers have to provide. When you go to your job, do you only go for the salary? You look at the benefits, you look at the work performance, you look at who over there, you look at, is it going to stress me out? What the work hours are? Do I have vacation, comp time? Is there sick pay? Is there leave? Can I are they going to be calling you when I'm on vacation to come fix problems I could never really be off? Like, those are the things you consider when you have a job. You don't only look at the salary alone.
All right.
So that's my 2 cents. It's actually more like 25 cents, but spend it wisely.
No, I agree with you, that being a provider, it covers a wider range of things than what people reduce men to. I 100% agree with you. My perspective is, I'm not talking about you make 35, she makes 75.
I heard the examples you gave, like she go to Africa today. I heard that.
You make 500. You get what I'm saying? Like, y'all in a different space. And I understand that once you become in one of those high income earning things, the money matters a whole lot less. But when we're in the 1,000 there type of thing, it matters. At some point, I don't want for you to resent me, because when the way that you could fly and go and talk to all these people, I can't meet you there. You get what I'm saying? I don't want you to resent me when you want to leave and I have to put in leave. You get what I'm saying? Like, those things are gonna come up over time. Yeah. And even though you like me, and yes, I can provide the emotional, the spiritual, all that kind of thing, the financial will show itself. And the majority of people get divorced because of children, religion, and money. So I recognize that money ain't everything. I'm talking about when the gap is huge. Like she talking about things me never heard about. Hey babe, let's buy this lake. Huh? Because you're in a different mind space than what that person in, and now you move different. I don't want to be the one holding you back from the way that you move. I don't want to be any type of like stumbling block for you. The way, because if you get with me, you're supposed to be able to, I'm supposed to bring a certain energy, and when you want to move, I could move with you and do all these things. I'm supposed to be there with you as a companion, and we could see each other as peers. I feel like when that gap is that huge, ain't no way you can see me as peers. Not when you got to pay for everything. You got everywhere we go. You know what I'm saying? You carrying me. I don't agree. Let me read the comments before you go in. Let me read the comments. Hold it. I know. Tanisha says, story of my life. Dwayne says, I've been there. I just admired from a distance because from the way she carried herself, I knew my government salary wasn't in her category. Had she made the first move, I would have entertained her effort. See, I get what he's saying, and I get where you say, oh, she liked you. I understand. I totally get that. I'm just looking further ahead. Like, at some point, this might become an issue. Not all women are in it for the money. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying she's in it for the money. She likes it. It depends on her energy. Now, if I find out her preference is to deal with men in her tax bracket, then I will bow out peacefully. Listen, if you know you're not in her tax bracket, and she started bringing up her dude that used to buy land and used to, you know what I'm saying? He drive a Bugatti and all of that, and he pull up on you out there. I mean, as a man, I gonna feel some type of way. Me ain't care. Like, I gonna feel it. I don't feel it. Provision is not about money, but also providing infrastructure and making her life easier. She could afford to make, but okay. Shoot your shot, boss. You might just be cool with it. I understand your point of view on the difference in compensation and not wanting to feel like a burden. That's all I'm saying. If you really like a person, go for it. She may have money, but that's not the most important thing. Time, loyalty, and love are priceless. And maybe that's what she needs. Same difference. I love the young lady. She is real. Neci's talking about you.
Oh, thank you.
Now, the next question, can the man handle the pressures of being the person who lives in that woman's shadow is something entirely different. That's along the lines of the male ego. Thank you. That's another thing. Let's say you got a celebrity and now you're the roadie. When they go out of town, you carrying bags and doing that stuff. Or is your ego going to be able to hold that? The value you bring to the equation is not always tied to finance. You could be a chef and bringing her a nutritious lunch can brighten up her day. You could be a good sounding board for her at times. There's a lot of variables. Darren, if she's real, she won't have him living in her shadow. Sometimes that's the role you need to play, though. You see what you were going to say?
I was going to say I could see that sex and teaching her nothing all these years.
That what? What you say? What?
I could see Oprah and Sex and teach I nothing all these years. This man been in her back shadow, laying her, build her career, supporting, encouraging, while he went to school and do everything to build his own career. And the man staying in the shadow on his side peacefully, and the man living a lavish life, and he good. He has his own money now. Great, he has his own whatever, but he got Oprah money.
Two things. I forgot Stedman exists. That's one. Two, I forgot that man living in the pool house. Two. And
that pool house could fit corner houses. People regular house could fit in.
Exactly. Now, remember I said the money difference, it doesn't matter after a certain point. If you're making billionaire status, nobody is trying to. There's only a few people in the world on your level. He wasn't
there yet when they met, though. Remember, they've been together for a while. When she was still doing her Oprah show when they first came out.
Yeah, but we talking about you meet her like way up there. That's what I'm talking about, you know.
But she's even so okay. I hear you saying. So when he met her, she was still making thousands per episode, and he wasn't there yet. But so it still was a big gap. Now her gap just continued to grow before he was there. What I'm saying is, I think, especially with women, and especially if you look at Adam rich housewives, there's always the pool boy and the guy. They want to feel they can buy the things that they want, but they can't buy the feel, like the affection that they want to feel. They can't buy the love. Like you could fake it, yeah, but they want someone to genuinely care and be there for them. So again, like I understand that it's intimidating to approach a person. Not, I get it. Trust me, 100%. But if she has displayed an interest in you, someone of stature and money, she already figured which part you at. She know what rounds you at. Now, if you're seeing things in her house and you're like, oh, who bought you that car? And she's like, oh, my ex, and that's gonna bother you. Like, you kind of know you're getting a woman of stature. Yeah. She has nice things. Now, she ain't bringing you around because she wants you to expect to buy those things too, or those other men would still be there if it was about that. And so, yes, there is a male ego thing that is holding our men back hugely. It is not easy to step out of or to adjust the mindset or the mentality. Maybe it might work out, maybe it might not. Maybe she might open a door for you that you didn't even know you needed opening, like propelled you into your dream job or whatever, because she has the capabilities to do that. Like, that's what partnerships are about. And it is not, again, it's not just the finances. And it matters. I'm not saying it don't matter, it matters. Of course it matters. It's gonna come up, it's gonna be a thing, like you said, like I can't leave this week because I have work. And she's like, okay, well, I'm gonna go Paris and come back, and you feel that way because your woman got up and gone Paris for the week, and you have to request time off from your job to do it.
Yeah.
So I get it. But this things are gonna come up in any relationship. If that's the only problems you have and you have a good setup.
Man.
If she tell you, you know what, baby, when you're done for the week, when you could get it, when is the earliest I will send the plane for you?
But that's what I'm saying. I don't want to slow down someone else's motion because I'm not where they are. You know what I'm saying? That sounds good in the beginning, but over time that can build resentment. And then letting friends get into her ear and stuff like that. I don't want to be in that corner. You get what I'm saying? But I get why you're saying. But what about, there's also the, like, it comes off as audacity to some women also when they know where they are and they see somebody who's quote unquote not at that level try to approach them. Mm-hmm. So that's a thing too. Are they wrong for feeling that way?
No, I think it's a natural human reaction to feel that way about, like, even if the gap wasn't so huge, even if the person has their own home and you're still renting, or you're trying to save to buy or to even upgrade your car, and like all those things are things that people actively create self-doubt about in their mind. Like, I want to take this girl out and she live in this nice high rise and my car ain't up to standard to pick her. You might want to borrow your friend car to pick her up. But I get it. It's real and it's honest and it's true, and men experience it a lot. Women experience it too. It's just a little different in terms of how it's done, but it's real, and that's okay. Now, don't approach her, that's fine. But if she's showing you interest, at least I feel like you should figure out what, even if it's just for yourself, like, what is it that you find interesting, despite the fact that where you at and where I'm at we would never meet otherwise. What's the interest there? And that might be something you could probably take from her, and you don't have to pursue her, but just an understanding of what is it? Because you might not realize that she might see she's not looking for you for money, so she's looking at you for other things. Mm-hmm. And sometimes most women look at men first for their financial situation before they look at the other things, and you don't consider the other things more important than these things, than the money. So it might be a good insight. That's all I'm saying.
I hear that, but usually women that have money, they're not looking for. That's not their big concern. No. Man that has money because they have it already. My thing is, I don't want to be placed into an emotional support animal or an employee role in her life, because, like, over time, she has to adjust because she met me. You know what I'm saying?
If you telling me that you hindering me living a good life as your friend, and we can't just jump on, you can't send the plane for me so we could go on trips because you don't want to be an emotional support spouse, I'm gonna be pissed off with you, okay? I'm gonna need you to get over yourself.
All right. Imagine you trying to have a convo about something and she always brings up who pays all the bills and you broke. How much time can a person handle that? This is what I'm talking about with your resentment. But this is what I'm talking about because it builds over time. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you get into an argument, and stuff, and she's all of a sudden now get out my house. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you can't afford the mansion, so you're living in her house. Like, these kind of things is considerations, really.
Yeah. But hurt people hurt you back when you're upset. And I'm saying that it's right. I agree with you. People do that now in their little Section 8 apartments. They throw things in. And I'd be like, the government helping you pay for this. Ain't even you. Like, but okay, pull me out. Like, cool. My name, and at least I gotta go. Like, yes, I hear you.
Okay. All right, man. We appreciate the conversation. Thank you for joining us. Let people know about A Different Day with Ja and Neci. Tune in every Sunday. Same time, same place. Usually it's between 4 to 6 p.m. That's VI time currently, or 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. There will be no episode next Sunday, though. Enjoy your Valentine's Day. Get your rocks off. Do what you do. Get some good champagne, some loving up. We'll be back the week after, all right? And don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Same Difference 2022 and or on TikTok at Same_Difference_pod. The YouTube is at VI_very_own. Every week, we'll be right here live on YouTube as well. And you can also follow 101.3 Row FM's Facebook page. All right. That's it. Neci, you got any final words or anything to tell the people with that will help them through their week, make it a little easier?
I will say one of two things. Make sure that you're taking the family out next weekend. Next week is a big weekend, fair weekend in the Virgin Islands, St. Croix specifically. I hope you guys have an amazing fair weekend coming. I also hope that you guys, those lovers, that you have an amazing Valentine's. And speaking of Valentine's, if you haven't made any plans, link my wife at the Sweet and Spicy Sensation page. She has a nice Valentine's dinner planned for you, your girlfriends, if you want to do a group, or you could be your partner and you can join her and do that. So do that for Valentine's Day and have a great week.
All right. Thank you. Yeah, she's in the comments. Tanisha Doward, Sweet and Spicy Sensations LLC. Thanks again for tuning in. My name is Ja. That is
Neci.
We'll be back next week. See you guys. We love you. We appreciate you. Peace.